kapur over the guy's head right now. That would be the. I just walk away. Don't even say anything.
Rabbi said we didn't accomplish that much on Shabbos. We're on Daf Chav with Beis. Yeah, we accomplished a lot, but not enough, I should say. Where were you on Shabbos?
I'm the same place I always am.
You gotta walk in, like Mr. Kornbluth. All right. We had a nice oil. We had like over 20 guys on Shabbos. No?
I gotta say, the
No?
setup.
It looked like it.
It was really nice. The setup is much more better. It's better.
Yeah, that's our goal.
Much better
That's
setup.
what we're going for. In the classroom in back of the shul.
Come next time and check it out.
Yeah. Next time, please put that seat on the stage. I want to try that out. All right, we're holding by the wide lines. Chav Zayin on Beis. We're going to have to move a little bit. So only really good questions. Habayla moimrim be'esrim v'choladam be'esrim. I have to show you the chart that we had on Shabbos. Like, yeah, here. Because you didn't see it, so I need to show you. I worked hard on this. Green, blue, all sorts of stuff here. So what happened? You have a guy that says 21. He bids 21 on the field. The other guy bids, the original owner bids 20. The guy that bids 20 wins. Why? Because together with his chaimish, with his 20%, or we call it 25%, he's at 25. So 25 beats 21. But that's together only if you figure his chaimish. He said 20. His real bid, his principal is 20. His chaimish is another 5. Together you have 25. Somebody has bid against him 21. 21 loses. The meimer the chaimish adif v'reminu. You see from here that if you consider the chaimish, which is 25%, it comes out to 25. That's better than an original principal bid of 21. Verminu, balabais oimer besela. Now we're switching gears for a second. We're going to Meiser Sheni. Meiser Sheni, you don't want to carry all your fruit up to your shleim. It's very heavy, so you redeem it for money. But the owner has to add a chaimish. What kind of chaimish? When the Torah says chaimish, we said it's chaimish lebar. It's 20% of the final amount, 25% of what we call 25%. Somebody outbids him and says a small amount, the isar, which is 8 prutas, more than him. That guy wins the bid. But what about the chaimish? With the chaimish, the original owner of the fruit has a higher amount than the one that outbid him. Says the Gemara, when you consider the hegdish, the final, we care about bedek habayis. Bedek habayis, what does the Beis Hamikdash gain at the end? They gain 25 versus 21, so we're gonna take the bid of 25. But when it comes to fruit, who gains? Nobody gains, nobody loses. The owner, the person that redeemed the fruit, he gets 20, let's say it's 20 shekel, he takes the 20 shekel in his hand, he goes to Yerushalayim, buys 20 shekel worth of fruit. Now he has to take 25 shekel up to Yerushalayim and buy 25 shekel worth of fruit. What's the difference? Hegdish doesn't gain anything. But when it's Meiser Sheni, the pidyon is for the owner himself and nobody else. If it was a gain to Hegdish, then we would consider the extra chaimish. But over here, by a field, when you redeem a field, who gets it? The bedek habayis, chaimish adav. So we have to care about the final amount. Karno tifrog shaper. We care about redeeming it in the proper way. In other words, what redeems Meiser Sheni? What causes the redemption of Meiser Sheni? The principle. That's the only thing that redeems it. You have to add to the principle a chaimish. But the actual redemption is the principle. So if a guy has a higher bid, his redemption is a better redemption because he has a higher redemption. Thank you for not asking any questions. Now we can move on. What do you mean? Okay, a guy has 100 pounds of apples. He has to bring it to Yerushalayim. It's impossible. How are you going to bring 100 pounds of apples? Change it to money. Comes along Yaakov and he says, no, I want to change it for 1 Easter more than you. So we give him the fruit. We give him he gets to do the whole change. He takes the money, goes up to Yerushalayim. But so the question is why? The original owner, he has to add a chomish, not him. I have to add a chomish. But the Beis Hamikdash doesn't gain anything from the chomish because how does Ma'aser Sheni work? You take the cash, you go to Yerushalayim, you don't dump it in a pushka. You go to the Makolet and you buy fruit in Yerushalayim. So Beis Hamikdash gains zero. It doesn't matter that you added more money or less money.
They're not getting fruit.
No, they're not gaining fruit. They take this fruit and make it into that fruit. You're just buying more fruit in Yerushalayim. Who cares?
Because it has to be redeemed. That money you're buying other fruit.
Where do you know from that Ma'aser Sheni is open to public bidding?
I don't know. This is the first time I ever saw it.
I've never.
I know. I have to look into this. I saw right away. I didn't want to even. I saw when I was reading. I saw your face. You were like, but that's basically what I did.
No,
too.
it's my ignorance. But,
Mine too. I'm sure I'm going to go back to my chavrus. You learned it wrong. It doesn't mean public bidding. It means. A guy says 25. This is Mendy's questions from Shabbos. Original owner bids 20. Another guy in the public bids 25. So what do we say? That the original owner wins. Why? Because 20 really means 25, because you have to add a chaymesh to the 25. So he wins.
We're talking about betting on advice now?
Yeah. Now, really what happens is that the guy that says 20 actually has to pay 30. Why? Because the 20, what he bid, great. In addition to the 20 that he bid, 20 automatically means 25 because he has to add a chaymish, 20% or 25%, call it whatever you want, is 25. So he wins. But now that he wins, we say, wait a minute. The guy, this random guy that said 25, that was his bid, that gives a very good indication of what the actual value of the field is. The actual value of the field is 25. You have to match him. So now we knock him up to 30. Okay, that was the Gemara on Shabbos. You don't like it, you should have been there on Shabbos. But now, right, we all understood on Shabbos. It was great.
Crystal clear.
Yeah. But this is what Mendy asked. Wait a minute. I have an equal bidder to me. I have a guy that's bidding 25 and I'm at 25. Give it to him. Why are you picking on me? Now really he's 30, not 25, but we don't care about the total. Right now, today, before we up him to 30, we're equal what? Equal basis. Now, if he wins, then we're going to say, listen, it's not fair that guy already established a 25 price for that field, so you have to up it. But at this point, the Gemara is asking, he's at 25, you're at 25, why should the original owner be stuck with the field? Says the Gemara, tremendous chiddush. This is one of the hardest ones that I've ever come across. One of these doichak things, there's a lot of issues here. The Omer ba'aylim dinar. We must say that when the Mishnah says that he bid 20, no, he bid 20 and a dinar. So he's really 1 dinar ahead of the other guy, and that's why he wins. Such an important fact was completely missing from the Mishnah. But it also puts the whole Mishnah in a bad position, so to speak. It's very hard to understand the continuation of the Mishnah. So what did the other guy bid? And what was his bid? And what's the outcome? And now his chomish is really a chomish on the dinner. So when we say 5, we really mean 5 and a little bit, because there's a little bit of a dinner that you need a chomish for. And there's a lot of issues that the Achrayim grapple with, everybody discusses, but that's what the Gemara says here. We must say, in order to get out of this problem, because he says, B'charikin, you came with charikin, you're equal to me. Why should I win? You should win. We have to say that he really didn't say 20. He said 20 and a little bit. Ask the Gemara the obvious question, but listen to dinner. So why does the Mishnah mention that he said dinner? Loidak. It's such a small amount, the Mishnah didn't want to get into it. The last case in the Mishnah, basically, it says, there's a case where it mentions dinar in the Mishnah. It's not a question directly on what we're saying. But the point is that the Mishnah discusses a dinar, so you see that it's important. The dinar is something that you could discuss. And from the fact that the Reisha doesn't mention a dinar, is mashma that he didn't bid a dinar. Ella Omar Rava the Omar Bailam Pruta V'Loidak. Yes, the last part of the Mishnah is talking about 30 and a dinar. You mentioned a dinar because it's something chashuv, but a pruta we never discussed a pruta. So the case is a guy said 20 and a pruta, and the next guy said 25. The guy that said 20 and a pruta, the original owner, he wins because his bid is actually 25 and a pruta versus the second guy that only bid 25. And like we said, there is a chaimish on the pruta, but that's so minute that the Mishnah for sure is not going to discuss it. Yeah, what? But there's another issue. Let me see if I remember that issue. That basically, when we bump him up to 30, it's minus a pruta. That's what we have to say, minus a pruta, because he's at 20 and a pruta. So his chaimish and the other guy is at 25. We already. It's not plus a pruta, it's minus a pruta, I think, at the end. No, it's some case that it's minus. I forgot what it was. Okay, fine. Bekitzer, there's a lot of issues here. Yeah.
I missed it yesterday.
We didn't even get to today's daf, yeah?
Are we forcing the owner to redeem at 30? Or can we say, no, I don't want it?
Yeah, no, that was the mamish, the words in the Mishnah, or in the Gemara, koifin. We force him because of 3 reasons. First of all, it's his mitzvah, he pays more, and he pays a chaimish. So we want better kabayis to gain, so we force him. But what was interesting that we learned yesterday is that if he bid 20 and the next guy bid 21, so his final price is 25 because we take a chaimish of his 20, not of the 21, not the extra one. We don't force him to pay a chaimish on the other guy's money. Then Rav Chizda comes along and says, listen, that's great if we don't have a professional appraisal of 3 people. Now we really get him. If the original owner, we'll call him Ruvain, says 20, and Shimon comes along and says 21, and there's a professional appraisal that backs up Shimon at 21, so now we're going to take a chaimish of 21, not of 20. So how much is he going to pay? He's going to pay 25 and a whatever.
26.
20. So you're correct. 26 and a chaimish of that one. Shami say he has to pay a chaimish on everything, on all 21. If there was not a professional appraisal, my time at the Beis Shammai, where would they come up with this thing that he has to pay a chaimish on somebody else's bid? Ela Denishayim, you have to say there's a professional appraisal. Rav Chizda, does it make sense that Rav Chizda holds like Beis Shammai? We don't pass it like Beis Shammai ever. There was no appraisal. Beis Shammai are talking about a case, even though there's no appraisal, they say, no, we want the guy to give a chaimish even on somebody else's bid. There was a professional appraisal. Rav Chizda holds like Beis Hillel, because Beis Hillel are the ones that say that you have to put a chaimish, you have to give a chaimish even on the other person's bid. If so, so here we have another case, not just Rashi brings the 6 cases in the Mishnayos and Ediyos, maybe there's more, but in the Mishnah itself it should say, another kula, the Beis Shammai say that you don't have to pay a chaimish on another person's bid. So we can't switch it around. We're talking about a situation where there was no professional appraisal, or Beis Shammai machmirim, and they just for no reason, it's a chumrah without an appraisal. They say no matter what, if somebody else comes and gives a higher bid, the original owner must pay a chaimish on that, whatever that other person's bid is. Chumrah ba'alma. We're getting to a Mishnah now. New Masechta in 2 minutes. So the guy says, I want it for 26. Second bidder says 26, and he says 31 and a dinner. The original owner says 31 and a dinner, he wins. Ratzu in, ratzu loy. The Amri also gaver b'charikin. At the end of the day, he could say, listen, I don't want it. The guy said 20. The guy said 26, let that guy take it. At 26, he's equal with me, we're on the same level, let him take it. V'dinner ma'avite. What's this dinner? Where does it come in? If he wants it, if he just gives 30, 31, that's enough. Why do you need 31 in a dinner? What's the dinner? Or Rav Sheshes Hachika Amar, Im ratzu ba'ilem ikara litin cheshbon hamagia lechel shloshim v'dinar. Heichidami. If he wants to put in a bid that will end up that he's higher than the other guy by one dinar, what does he do? Domer b'esrim ve'echad habaylim koidmim v'mlav oimrim lo yigaticha. If the owner, you hear what's going on here? If the original owner says 21, then what's a chaimish of 21? 5 in a dinar. That's why he ends up at 31 in a dinar. He really doesn't need to end up at only if he says 21 does he end up at 31 in a dinar. If he just wants to match the other guy, then all he'll say is, I want to give another 5. 26 plus 5 is 31, and he could take it from the guy. But how do you get up to a dinar if he said by himself 21? If his original bid was 21, which we never discussed in the Gemara, the Mishnah doesn't mention a bid of 21. The Mishnah discusses a bid of 20. If he says a bid of 21, then his chaimesh is an extra dinner. It's 5 plus a dinner. The dinner is on that extra one. All right, we have 27 minutes for a whole daf. That's pretty long. New sugya. Up until now, we're discussing zdei achuzah, a person's makdish to zdei achuzah, not makdish, hegdish, Arachin. We're learning a new concept today. It's called cherem. Cherem is basically when a person says, I'm taking this object and I'm making a cherem to the kohen, or I'm making a cherem to the Beis Hamikdash. It becomes the Beis Hamikdash. It becomes the kohen who has a special kedusha, kodesh kodashim, until he gives it to the kohen. Machrim adam mitzoyno mibkaroi. He could take any object and make it a cherem, give it to the kohen. Ume'avodav u'mishiv chaysav aknanim. He could take his slaves and make them cherem. U'mizdei achuzasoi. What are you going to be medayik from here? Not as they mikna. When it says eved, but not a eved ivri. A person has no right to take the entire category that he owns and make a cherem. If he has 25 slaves, he can't say all 25 slaves are cherem. He could take 10 of them and make them cherem, but not 25. He can't take all his metaltalin, all his karka. He can't take one whole category and make a cherem. Divrei Rebbe Eliezer. Now, it just happens to be that we'll see in the Gemara. Fine. Omar Rebbe Eliezer ben Azariah. Ma im legavoya ein odem rishai lahachrim kol nechasav. He makes some sort of kavachaymer, and the Gemara explains what he adds. If the Torah is makbid that you're not allowed to take everything you own and give it away to cherem, alachas kam v'kama she odem chas on nechasav. A person has to be careful with what he owns. He can't just spend as much as he wants and just give everything away, even if he's a big tzaddik, even if it's tzedakah. You have to be careful. Gemara will explain better. Menani mili, the Tanu Rabbanon, how do you know that you can't give everything away? The Tanu Rabbanon mikol asheloi. So here,
say all of one category.
yeah, because that's the beginning of the Gemara. Now we're going into it. The Gemara is gonna.
What does it mean to do cherem? You don't have it anymore.
Cherem just means to give. It's like hegdish. There's not another lashon. Cherem just means broken. Instead of saying hegdish, he says broken. Here's the pasuk.
But it's one of those things in a Torah Siddur that we.
Cherem sham. There's a lot of lashonis.
Saying the difference is that you can be played there.
Yeah, there are differences, but yeah, we're going to see differences, but can't be paida. Very good. You hear this, Avi? Necherim you can't redeem, as we're going to see soon. Here's the pasuk. It's the long pasuk. Ach kol cherim, and the Gemara is going to darshan this first word. Ach. What's ach? Should say kol cherim. Asher yacharim ish lashem mi kol asher loy. So now we're discussing the extra mems here in this pasuk. Mi kol means from. It doesn't say kol. Kol means everything, and at the end of the pasuk it says. Lo yimach v'lo yigal. Okay, mikol asher loy. May adam, it should say asher loy, adam behema sada. It doesn't say, may adam. You're taking some of your slaves, you're giving them away. Ubehema, right now the Gemara is learning, may adam ubehema is like one thing, so the mem is also on the behema, but the Gemara is going to dash the whole word behema. And Mizdei Achuzah is also extra mem here. That's what we're discussing right now. Mikol asher loy, what's that extra mem? V'loy kol asher loy. You can't give everything away. And now we go into what I said before, the category. Mei adam v'loy kol adam, mi behema v'loy kol behema, mizdei achuzah v'loy kol zdei achuzah. Yachol lo yachrim, v'im hechrim yu muchramim. Maybe I would think that if a person was over the chayrim works, he gave everything away, it should work. Tamaloymar ach, Diri Rebbe Eliezer. So I saw that the Mefarshim on the Mishnah say that there's actually machlokes here. It's not so clear here from our sugi. Maybe somebody could see it right here. I didn't figure it out from here, but it seems like there's a machlokes that Chacham will hold that if you do a chayrim on everything you own, it does work. It's just Rebbe Eliezer says it doesn't work. Omer Rebbe Elazar ben Azariah. Okay, that's the end of the Mishnah. And we're going to get back to him in a second. Utzricha. Because of Rachmana, why do we need all these mems? Because of Rachmana, Mikol Asher Loi Have Amina called the Islay Loi Lachim. You shouldn't give everything away. Ava Min Echad, but one category, Lachim Kulei, you're allowed to make Chayrim to one category. Because of Rachmana, Mei Adam V'loi Kol Adam. You see that the Torah is makbid even in the category of humans. Don't give all your slaves away. Because what is a person going to do without slaves? He's not going to survive. Without a cleaning lady, what are you going to do?
Imagine.
Yeah, it's going to be a big tzara. So Memela, I would think that's why the Torah is makbid on slaves. Don't give all your slaves away. So the Gemara says something similar to what you're saying, but if he doesn't have, okay. The Gemara says what you're saying in a field. Let's see. I could become an aris. So what if I don't have money right now? So it seems like he doesn't have any money anymore. He doesn't have anything, and he gives away all his slaves. He's left with no slaves. He's stuck. You're really putting yourself in a bad position. The Torah doesn't want you to put yourself in a bad position. So don't give fields. But fields, maybe you could give all away, because the next minute, all you do is you go into some sort of deal with your next door neighbor. You become his aris, and you become a partner in the field right away. You don't even need cash. You just work the field, you become a partner there. Fields and slaves both give you livelihood. But stam objects he has laying around, some electronic stuff, let him get away. Big deal, he'll give it all away. So that's why the Torah has to say fields, slaves, and metaltalin. What do I need? Animals? Look at the sanya. Maybe I could just sell, I could be machrim, my own daughter, or my Eved Ivri, uzdei miknasai, like we were dying in the Mishnah, only zdei achuzah says the Mishnah, zdei mikna. What's zdei mikna? I sell my zdei achuzah to my friend that always comes back on yovel. So I can't sell it, why? I can't be machrim it, why? It's referring to something that I have permission to sell. The Gemara just explains right away. You could sell your own daughter. It has to be similar to behema. The extra word behema comes to tell us. When I sell an animal, I sell it forever. When I sell my daughter, I don't sell it forever. She goes out eventually. As they mikna, I can't sell it forever. I sell it up until the yovel, but then it comes back to me. So I could redeem it. I could this. I could that. It doesn't. What? No, but what? What about if nobody redeems it? If somebody redeems it, or nobody redeems it, it stays there.
Does this mean it's not chal b'chira to begin with?
Yeah.
If you said it, it doesn't work anyway.
Right. It's an object that's not chayrimable. I can't make my wife chayrim, right? That you understand. So your daughter also, you can't make her chayrim. Omer Rebbe Elazar ben Azariah. What did Rebbe Elazar ben Azariah add to what the Tanakama said? The famous Rebbe Elo, the Omer Rebbe Elo. In other words, Rebbe Elazar ben Azariah holds like Rebbe Elo. A person shouldn't give away more than 20% of his wealth. Rashi brings down the pasuk by Yaakov Avinu, says that it doesn't bring the positive, but he says from Yaakov Avinu. By Yaakov Avinu it says Aser Asrenu Loch. Aser is 10%, Asrenu is 20%. So up until 20% you could give to tzedakah. Next time they come to you, say it's Aser. It's Aser for me to give more tzedakah. It's up to Chaimish.
That's why they give me.
Some person once told me, Pikuach Nefesh. How's it ever?
It doesn't matter. Oh, you mean Pikuach Nefesh Doicha? This is
There's machlokes here whether you can do this.
right. Maisa, right? Exactly. He holds. In other words, Rebbe Lazar holds that you're allowed to be Mbaz B'Ziyos Mechaimish, and Rebbe Lazar ben Azariah holds that you're not allowed to.
Lazar is very rich.
Osher's allowed to.
What?
Osher's allowed to.
He said Rebbe Lazar ben Azariah is very wealthy, and he said you're not
Very
allowed
well.
That's why.
to. I mean, the Goyin holds that you have to give 20%. Everybody has to give 20%. Maisa be'echad shebikish lebaz b'ziyos mechaimish. V'lo yinich lechaveirav umani Rabbi Sheva. This Rabbi Sheva.
He was killed. So,
What?
Was he killed? Or sorry, the Malchus Sheva?
Yeah.
He's mentioned over there in. But was it sorry? We say on Tisha.
So the guy was Garis, the Gemara is they have to be involved at least 20%?
At least, yeah. No, you can't be Ali Bazil Yoiser. The chiyuv is chaimish, not more.
Exactly 20%?
Yes. Why not?
What? Like we do 10%.
What's the problem? Whatever problem. 20% yes, 21% not. Like everything else.
It could be clear.
Anyways, they told Rabbi Sheva, do not. You're not allowed. You're trying to be a tzaddik and give more than 20%. Don't do it. V'amri lo Rabbi Sheva. Sorry. Umar Rabbi Sheva said not to do it. V'amri lo Rabbi Sheva. Umar Rabbi Kiva. Rabbi Kiva didn't allow Rabbi Sheva to give more than 20%.
What's interesting about that?
It was that kufa. Says the Mishnah, "Machrim b'noyu bitoy." If somebody tried, this is what Avi was saying before.
This happened over a very long period of time. Yeah. It's not one kufa.
Hamachrim b'noyu bitoy. If he says, okay, he tries to force the issue, he tries to make his daughter cherim. You know, it's a good thing. There'll be people. If you were at the speech on Friday night, you'd understand why Avi asked the question. If he could machrim, he'd love to be machrim. No, you weren't at the speech? Unbelievable. The guy asked the question. I forgot what it was. He goes, is it good or bad? And all of a sudden, Avi's kid screams, it's good! In front of the whole show. Talking about the kid that jumped out of his seat on takeoff and ran up the aisle, up and down. Kids are fine. It doesn't work. Cherim has to be yours forever, like we explained. Mikna goes back to you. It's not something to give away. Akoyanim v'alevim eimachrinim. Dear Rabbi Yehuda, a Kohen and Levi are not in the parsha of Cherim at all. The svara is because it goes back to them. Where does Cherim go? If we're talking about there's two Charamim, there's Cherim to Bedek Habayis, there's Cherim to Kohen. The Charamim to Kohen goes to the Kohen, so it doesn't make any sense that he should be machrim and it goes right back into his.
Why can't he be machrim to Bedek Habayis?
Oh, maybe yes.
Then it's
Dear Rabbi Yehuda, what?
It's machalek all the Kohanim.
Okay, I hear. Yes, it doesn't go to him. All good points. Reb Shimon Oimer, hakoyanim machrimim shacharam shalahem, v'alevim machrimim she'en acharam shalahem. Yeah, Tais discusses if it's talking about gavoya or not gavoya. If it's talking about, because the Mishnah starts off gavoya and it's talking about ber gavoya. Shacharam shalahem v'alevim machrimim she'en acharam shalahem. So Reb Shimon says that only a Kohen can't be machrim because at the end of the day the Cherim goes to him, but the Levim could. Omer Rebbe, and the Gemara is going to explain all this. Nirim Divi Rebbe Yehuda bekarkois, that a Levi cannot be machrim a karka. Shenemar ki achuz hasolim hi loy. No. No, ki achuz hasolim hi lohem. Rashi says the Levim ein machrimim bekarkois. Right now. Shimon Oimer Koyanim Machrimim Shacharam Shalem Omer Rabbi Niri Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda said the Levim are not. No. Right. So Nirim Divrei by Levim. Levi is not Machrim Karka. Shenemar by a Levi it says Ki achuzas oilam hi lohem, that the karka has to remain by the Levi. And if a Levi is machrim his karka and it goes to a kohen, it's not good. It says in the pasuk, it has to stay by the Levi. V'divri Rabbi Shimon b'metaltalin, that Levi could be macher metaltalin. Shein acharamim shalahem. Rabbi Yehuda bishlam kohanim e machrimim shecharamim shalahem. You explained it well. A kohen can't do cherem because at the end of the day it goes back to him. El levim bishlam mekarke loy machrime. I understand that he can't do karka d'chsiv ki achuza soilem hilohem. It has to remain in their possession. How come he doesn't admit that metaltalin could be machrim? Because we have a hekesh between karka and metaltalin, and once we know that karka you can't be machrim, so I have to say that metaltalin you also can't be machrim, even though it makes sense he should be able to be machrim. Reb Shimon bishlam kahanim kedam maron elavim bishlam metaltalin lachrim deloy makish. I can understand you don't do the hekesh. He has a tremendous taina. It says Mefurish in the pasuk that the karka has to remain with the levim for all time. How can you give it to the Lekoyin? Says the Gemara, "My machrimim nami the komer metaltalin." I wasn't talking about karka. It's such a good kasha. The pasuk is so strong that you're right. A Levi cannot be machrim karka. V'amediktani seifa, but has to fit into the wording. Omar Rabbi, nirim divi Rabbi Huda b'karka v'divi Rabbi Shimon metaltalin. It seems like Rabbi Shimon is mechulik on karka, because he says, I only hold like Rabbi Shimon when it comes to one thing metaltalin. But karka, a Levi could be machrim, but he can't. You just said that even Rabbi Shimon is more that he can't. Rabbi Shimon mekarka navi k'amar. Hachi k'amar, Omar Rabbi, nirin diri Rabbi Huda l'Rabbi Shimon b'karkais. Okay, what Rabbi meant to say is, the Rabbi Shimon admits that a Levi can't be machrim karka. He holds like Rabbi Huda. He wasn't saying I picked Rabbi Yehuda and I picked Rabbi Shimon. He's going in Rabbi Shimon himself. Rabbi Shimon, when it comes to karka, admits to Rabbi Yehuda. So Rabbi Chia comes up, and we're going to see this through the whole Amid. This is Rabbi Chia's distinction. He says that when it comes to metaltalin, I can pick any kohen I want. It has nothing to do with the mishmar. I walk over to the kohen, Rabbi Schoenberg, here's metaltalin. I was just machrim, I want to give you a present. Shenemar kol chayrim b'Yisrael, l'chayir. To anybody, I have a choice. But hechrim sadaisav, noisim l'kohen sheba'isai mishmar. But when it comes to the field, it's different. I have to give it dafka to one of the 24 mishmars that happens to be working that day in the Beis HaMikdash. That's why I give my field to. Shenemar, it says by Zdei Achuzah. Here, interesting, because we just learned Zdei Achuzah. So it's a beautiful pasuk that we probably didn't pay attention when we were learning it, because we didn't know what a cherem was, but it says, V'hoya asada b'tzeisa b'yovel. We're talking about Zdei Achuzah. When this field goes out in Yovel, Kodesh LaHashem, Kizdei HaCherem. Just like a field of cherem. So what does this tell me? The Zdei HaCherem is like a Zdei Achuzah. And we learned, where does the Zdei Achuzah go to? The kohanim of that mishmar, shenemar is Zdei HaCherem, the kohen tiachuzasoi. V'gomar, what?
Not to a particular kohen, it's
right. La kohen means those kohanim of that mishmar. It's a particular group of kohanim. Yeah. Or, going back to Noam's question,
25 haramim and
there's 100 kohanim in the mishmar, and there happen to be 100 fields that were redeemed, or not, it goes to kohanim, and each one gets one nice field. V'gomar la kohen megezel ager. What's gezel ager, Rabbi Isai? The famous gezel ager. Somebody steals from a ger, and the ger says, "Wait a minute, you stole from me." So he swears to the ger. Then the ger dies, and the ger doesn't have any yarshim. He doesn't have any relatives. So what do we do with the gezel? We found out that he's a liar. What do we do with it? Says the pasuk, "V'asav in the sanya Lashem lakoyin." K'noi Hashem unasana lakoyin shabaysim mishmar. Here's the pasuk. Gezel ger v'me'ein leish goyel lahashiv hasham. So the Gemara darshins in Baba Kama lahashiv lahasham means the Karen in red, the principle you have to give to who? Elav ha'asham amushav. Ha'asham amushav is the chaymesh, is another 20%. Again 20%. And we learned that anytime the Torah says 20%, it means 20% of the final amount, which is 25%. Ligav, or what we call today, he has to add 25%. And over here it says Lashem lakoyin. It's interesting lashon, so it means that Hashem takes it and gives it to the koyin. Milvad Eila Kippurim. What does Eila Kippurim mean? Doesn't mean Yom Kippur. It means Eil Asham. Bottom line is that this guy that lied and stole from a ger, he has to pay the principal plus 25% or a choimish, plus he has to bring a carbon. Who does he give the carbon to? It's the kohen that's sitting in the Beis HaMikdash that day, the kohen of the Mishmar. So just like he's giving the Eil Ha'asham to the kohen in the Mishmar, so he gives everything, and we have Xeris Shava to Ozdei Cherem, so Meil Ozdei Achuzah, so Ozdei Achuzah and Ozdei Cherem go to the kohen in that Mishmar. At the the kohen should in Mishmar, the kohen the kol kohen shir, so maybe you should pick anyone. Shvoy Milvad Eila Kippur Mashiach Chaper B'Yolav, Harei B'Kohen should in Mishmar Kos Medaber. Soda Yoitzel Kohen B'Yovel, Noisna La Mishmar Shepaga Ba Yovel. So in this story, fine. So I give it to the Mishmar that's there at that time. Iboilu. Paga boy, if Yovel happened to fall out, B'Shabos Mai. Look at Rashi real quickly. Very important Rashi. It's not so clear when you read the Gemara. It says, Paga boy Yovel B'Shabos, the Mishmar is Mechalvois, V'chal Yom HaKippurim boy Bayoim. Lazy Yitain. Rashi says, Mefurish, we're talking about Yom Kippur. We already learned this before. When is Yovel? We already said, we had a whole sugi about it. It's not really on the first of the year, it's the Rosh Hashanah of Yovel, we said. Yom Kippur, Yovel falls out on Yom Kippur. It's a Mefurish pasuk. You take a shofar, you blow it on Yom Kippur.
What does it make a difference that it's on Shabbos then?
Oh, because on Shabbos, there's two, that's when they changed the Mishmar.
With the shofar.
So really we have two Mishmaris going on here. Within the 24-hour period, we have two Mishmaris. So when Yovel happens to be falls out on Shabbos, what do we do? Which Mishmar gets it? What would you say logically?
The first one.
The first one, because that's the one Yovel bumped into. And that's what the Gemara says, basically.
With the Chazaka.
Chazaka.
Yeah, the first one there.
Yeah, about 8 minutes.
8 minutes is more than enough.
There's a whole daf in 8 minutes.
Zog the Gemara.
That's right. Sorry.
We should start the shir really at 7:30, I think. It doesn't matter. Like on Rosh Chodesh we finish at 8. It doesn't matter what day. You give more time, we could stretch it. Fine. So what do we do? Paga by b'Shabbos. If Yovel fell on a Shabbos, and there's two mishmaros, which mishmar gets it? You give it to the one that leaves. Explains Rashi, Yovel does a shmita, it's mishamet, does de achuzah. It leaves somebody's ownership and goes to somebody else's. The same thing, shmita is mishamet what? Chayvais. If somebody owes money, shmita comes, that's why we write a prusbul, it erases the chayv. So it comes out, says the Gemara, that it's possible that shmita and Yovel happen at the same exact second. How? Ella, she Yovel b'tchilasiv u'shmita b'sayfa. But Yovel is in the beginning of the year and Shemitah is at the end of the year. The Gemara just fixes it right away. Adarabba. Mishum hachi havi. That's exactly how they fall out the same exact second, is because the end of Shemitah and the beginning of the Yovel are exactly the same second. That's how they fall out in the same second. Rosh Hashanah. Yeah, okay, so hold on. Yeah.
10 days between the end.
Right, hold on. Says the Gemara, Bishleim Shvius b'Soifa d'chsiv miketz sheva shonim ta'aseh shmita. Ela Yovel b'tchilasai. What do you mean it? B'Yom Kippurim hu d'chsiv b'Yom Kippurim ta'avir shofar b'chol artzachem. It happens 10 days later. Hamari Rabbi Shmuel ben Oisher b'Yochim ben Broikohi. Do'amar m'Rosh Hashanah hu d'chayil Yovel. So what's going on here? Just a simple pshat in the Gemara. This is a pasuk that says that Yovel starts in Yom Kippur. So Rabbi Shmuel is not arguing on the pasuk. What Rabbi Shmuel is saying is, we're talking about Shemitah. Shemitah means that it leaves the possession. It leaves the ownership of a certain individual, and it goes into the ownership of another individual 10 days later. So it's you can't do anything with it. Rabbi Shmuel holds that you don't do anything. But Rosh Hashanah, just to explain, I didn't explain well enough. Rabbi Shmuel holds that when Rosh Hashanah comes, that's when all the money gets erased, all the chayvus get erased, and at that split second, the property leaves the Beis Hamikdash. It doesn't go into the Kohen's possession until 10 days later on Yom Kippur. But it's mishamit from the Beis Hamikdash that day. So property is mishamit and money is mishamit on Rosh Hashanah, according to Rabbi Shmuel. When does it go into the Kohen's possession? On Yom Kippur. Rabbi Shmuel's not mechulik on Chachamim. Everybody holds, the Torah says Mefurish, Yovel's on Yom Kippur. But he holds that the process starts 10 days earlier.
The land that's mashbiach in those 10 days.
Okay, that's...
What? Goes to the Kohanim or goes to the Beis Hamikdash?
I don't know. It says over there, I don't know, you have to look in that sugi, it says over there just like it goes to waste, sort of. Like you don't do anything with it. 10 days, you don't do anything. Fine. So according to him,
Article has got a cute description of those 10 days.
what? Yeah, what does he say?
It says that during those 10 days, the Avodim, they neither work, nor can they go home yet, so they just party.
Vacation.
He said he doesn't use the word party.
Party below.
They eat, drink, and rejoice.
Rejoice. Yeah. Very nice. Okay.
You gotta move. 4 minutes.
Says the Gemara, Shamo Chizkiyo bar Bilvati. Yes, I looked it up for you. Only time in Shas.
I could have told you that.
How about Chulfana? You didn't tell me about Chulfana.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Chulfana is one more time in Shas.
There's a Gersa that's not Fulfana.
Right.
Anyways, it's Belutoy. Not Belutoy. He says Belutoy.
Maybe it says Bilvati, whatever. Call it any way you want. Va'azol, so he says this halacha that Rabbi Oven said, Rabbi Chia bar Oven says that metaltalin I can give to any kohen I want, karka I can't give. I have to give it only to the mishmar that's in the Beis Hamikdash then. So he said, Amar Kami de Rebbe Avo, and he said it over, Velakish metaltalin kakois. Why is it that there's a difference between karka and metaltalin? So he says, Laftanoihi, the ikid de makish, vikid de loy makish. There's a machlokes whether you do a hekesh or not, like we learned before. He holds like the Manda Omar that you're not makish. Should we try? Yeah, we can do the Mishnah a little bit. Chermei kohanim ein lohem pidyon. Elanoisin lekohanim kitruma. When you make a cherem to the kohen, this is a difference between cherem and hegdish. You cannot be poided. You don't get it back. Rabbi Yehuda b'Meseir Omer stam charomim lebedek bayis. So if a guy says this object should be cherem, but he didn't specify should go to kohen or should go to bedek bayis, we assume it goes to the bedek bayis. Shenemar kol cherem kodesh kodashim hu Hashem, and the kohen wouldn't be kodesh kodashim bedek bayis, even though it's not. The chacham oimrim stam charomim la kohanim shenemar kizdei cherem la kohen tiachuz also kohen. Im kein lama nemar kol cherem kodesh kodashim hu Hashem shechal al kodesh kodesh al kodesh kal. That what? You can make a cherem on your korbanos, explains the Mishnah, machrim odom is kodashov. You could say on a kochim that it's cherem, ben kochi kodashim, ben kochim kalim. Im neder, noisin demeim. If a person made a general neder, he said, I am bringing oila to the mizbeach, he doesn't say this specific animal, noisin demeim. Now he's chayiv ba'achrayos, he's responsible on this animal. If this animal, his korban dies, he has to bring another one. So memela his cherem is worth what? The full amount. Vimnedava, but if he doesn't have achrayos, so he doesn't have to bring this specific animal. Noisin is toivasam. What does that mean? You give his mother the toiva. Sharza oila. If he says specifically, I want this animal is standing next to me, I want it to be an oila. And if it dies, he doesn't have to bring anything because he said, I want to bring this one. So how much does he have to give for the cherem? If somebody tells you, here's an oila, you could bring it. You don't owe it, you don't have to. If you want, I'm giving you the opportunity to buy this animal off of me, as is, bring it right now as a korban. Everybody would want to jump on the opportunity. You get an animal for a very low price.
And that guy's chayav an oila, so that's why he's gaining from it.
Okay, fine. Well, then he gains a lot. Then he would have to bring mamish a full amount if he owes.
That's the title.
Who told you that he owes? He says that he owes? Okay, I have to see it. I missed that Rashi. So whatever that toiva is, but that's a big chiddush to me.
The other way around.
Okay,
It looks like
okay, because it doesn't make sense, because then he would owe mamish the full amount. Okay. Shor ze oila, oimdim kama adam roitze litim shor ze lahaloisoi oila. Aval pi she'eni rishai. Habachor, bein tam, bein balmum, machrimim oisoi, you could say this is a cherem, veketa poidim oisoi, oimdim kama adam roitze litim b'bchor ze litnoi lebem bitoi lebem achoisoi. If he has a grandson, that, in other words, his daughter married a kohen, he's a Yisrael, so he wants the Toivas Hanah, because if it's his own, if he's a kohen, obviously he can't do this deal, because that's Beis Agronos, a kohen Beis Agronos. What? Kohen Beis Agronos. Have a wonderful day.